I feel it's a tricky subject.
Just do it.
It's a tricky subject. No, it's a tricky subject.
Welcome back to part 2 of episode 3. So, Amar, I'm picking on you, dude. You've been way too quiet. I know you said you were like, I don't know, you're hungover or something?
No,
What's
I'm
going
just
on
feel
with you?
dead and tired
You
today.
sound dead.
Dead today, yeah. Too busy editing my next YouTube video.
So, now, first of all, we want advertising fees, okay? For you to plug your own personal shit into the show.
So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna crack on with it. So my topic for today is money over happiness. Is money everything? Is money important? So I feel like in today's society, we think money is important because obviously we've got bills to pay, we've got to buy food and support our family and people. But is money the route to happiness? Which is my question to you guys.
Okay. I don't think so, no. I think money, you just have, first of all, I think money is just a tool in it, and I think it's not anything else than that. I don't think it can facilitate, I don't think money alone can bring you happiness by itself. Also as well, I think it comes down to a question of financial literacy. Like, some people you might have all the money in the world, but if you don't know how to use that money, is it really going to make you happy? It might get rid of all your problems initially, but it's also going to bring you a whole set of new problems, isn't it? So that's what I think.
Well, actually, it's interesting because the ratio of like wealthy people that suffer mental health issues or depression, for example, right? Depression, obviously referring to, when I specifically refer to depression, I'm talking about people who have a tendency to live in the past, right? Or the amount of millionaires and billionaires that suffer from anxiety, for example, is quite high in comparison to the wealth they've amassed over a period of time, right? Now, your theory suggests that if I make $1 million, so if tomorrow I'm a millionaire, right, we can literally pay for the next 100 episodes in advance, no problem. I'll pay for everyone. We upgrade the equipment here, everything, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could do whatever we want. That should technically make us happy whilst we're here and present here and the setup here, right? I would have a nice car, so my drives would be a happier or more comfortable or more convenient.
Yeah.
As an example, I go to a home, my home's of a better standard, more space, better quality things inside the home, so I should technically be happier there, right? I have the availability of being able to fly to destinations I want to fly to, right? Without worrying about the financial consequences of doing so. So technically my time away should mean happier, and I've got more money to invest in business and...
Yeah.
Do we feel like that's a fair breakdown of what the basic structure of having more money is, right? It, in a capitalistic society, it increases the quality of materialistic things that you own or have, right? What I think we forget living in capitalism, and it's very important for us to not take ourselves out of the society that we live in to gain context on it, is what we forget is the availability of time that having money gives you, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That is the key factor, because the reality is, if we were all broke, time is all we'd have.
Yeah.
Right? That's reality. If you're broke, you ain't got money to be doing anything in the first place. So all you got is time. And when you're super rich, time is available to you because you've got money. You don't have to work for it necessarily. You're not getting paid by the hour to be super rich. Right? You've just got wealth amassed over a period of time through multiple sources of income. And the availability of time is there. So I think the construct of time is quite important when we're talking about the context of money. What does money really give you? Because if money gives you time to be able to do all the things that you want to do, then money does equal happiness, right? But then broke people have
Time as well.
But what they don't have is the ability to do all the things they want to do in a capitalistic society or a society that's run on capitalism. That makes sense? So I think that's where I want to facilitate the discussion and head towards us separating between money gives you the availability of time. So is it a case of what you do with that time leads to happiness? Or are we saying time equals happiness and money just enhances? Money's like makeup for happiness.
I think it's what you do in that time, because I feel like, let's say if I was a millionaire, obviously I think what we target is for that freedom, just to be able to do whatever we want. So I think I'd use that time to just do what I can that I've never done before, travel a little bit more. But I think, yeah.
And it's money.
I don't know where I'm going with this.
Do that, though, innit?
Yeah, you need money. So in some ways, money is important in order to do those things. But in terms of happiness within us, because I think there's a lot of people out there who don't necessarily have money, but they're happy within themselves. Well, I don't know, like.
Do you think it's important to be financially literate?
Extremely. If you're going to live in, especially like first world countries, Western civilization to be specific, I think financial literacy is probably one of the most key aspects that we never get taught at school. I still don't understand how we don't get taught it at school.
That should be a subject on its own, really, like
honestly,
life
like
in general.
Finances, I would rather go to a finance session
Yeah.
than go to like fucking
Geography.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, best way to explore geography is go to the countries.
Yeah.
Look at that, like that's the best way to travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'd rather go to finance.
Do you think a person's financial literacy affects the amount of money that they make?
Hell no.
No.
No?
Justin?
Like, do you think like the knowledge that they have about finance, do you think that can affect how much money they can bring in?
I think it does.
You think it does?
Yeah,
Okay,
it does.
go.
I think so as well.
You have to understand that once you know more about what you can do with the money that is available to you at that moment, you can then apply it to, you know, investments, or you can sort of like, as you said before, with time, you can actually see about, you know, thinking about planning ahead in the future, saying, okay, well, if I allocate this amount of money to this, which will benefit me financially later on, knowing something like that from a younger age is only going to help them.
Of course, it would. I think what my opposing view was more to do with, I don't think it's necessary to have a foundation of financial literacy for you to become rich.
I think it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah. Because
You think it's absolutely necessary?
Yeah.
Because there are multiple examples of people who have gone from zero to hero
and then back to
financially.
zero.
Back to zero again.
Okay, yes, but I'm saying for them to make that initial money, it was important. So I think I'm understanding from what you guys are saying is to maintain wealth, financial literacy is important.
Yeah.
To make it, it isn't.
What? No,
yeah.
I think it still is.
You still have to, yeah.
Yeah, you how because I don't think if you don't have financial literacy, it's not really wealth you're making. You're probably making a lot of money,
Yeah.
but it's
wealth
not wealth.
yeah, exactly.
So what we're saying is, in terms of the ratio of outgoings to income,
Yeah.
is that what we're kind of?
Yeah.
Because you're not literate, you're not spending your money in the right way.
Yeah, so you're not thinking about actual wealth building.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, just because you get a lump sum, that doesn't make you rich. If that lump sum comes in and it goes out straight away,
You're not rich.
Yeah.
You're not rich.
You're not wealthy.
no.
Okay. So actually, now let me pose a question directly to you, Amar, seeing as this is your subject. And I want you to talk about, as candid as you can be, about personal experience. Do you feel happier when you have more money? Because there's science behind this, and I'll get into science in a second.
Yeah.
But do you feel happier when you have more money in your bank or in your pocket?
I feel it's a tricky subject.
I'm just doing
It's a tricky subject. No, it's a tricky subject. Does being more secured mean you're happy?
Does being more secure in what sense?
In terms of, like, you don't have to worry about this or that payment coming out.
So we're talking.
Is
like
that tied
bills
in with
and
happiness,
living
though?
costs.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it?
Is that tied in with happiness?
Alright, I think so, because I'll give like me personally, I feel like I'm in a much better place when my bills are paid, my fridge is full, my car has got petrol in it,
Yeah.
and I've got a bit of money in my pocket.
And you don't have to worry
I
about
don't have to worry about
spending.
anything. And I think being in that position, when you're in that position, that sort of allows you to focus on things that can actually help you advance, and instead of just being on a survival kind of a survival kind of level where you're just trying to figure out where the next meal's coming from. Because I don't think you can work on that stage, innit? So I think once you're sort of once you got everything, the basics covered, I think that's when you can start to focus on, you know, being happy and, you know, advancing in your life, innit?
Okay.
So yeah.
But that's it. Like I'll bring it back to what I said before, with capitalism and, you know, socialism
And communism and
Look, if people have a certain standard of living, they're not stressing. You're not worrying about, oh, you know, these bills are going to get me this month, and I don't know if I've got enough money for that. Of course, you're gonna have time to think about what you want to do. You know, you're gonna have the time, like you said, to go and pursue things that you actually care about. And if having money allows for that, then I do believe that having money
equals
up to a point equals happiness. I think after a certain amount of money, like if your incomings is exponentially greater than your outgoings, then at that point your
I
money's
don't
not
think you
money
can buy
anymore.
more happiness.
No, your money's basically just a high score. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not a real thing.
So I think then my next query on the subject comes as a result of the fact that we do find money does also bring a lot of problems with it, right? And we have to be very honest when we're talking about financial literacy. I think the thing that we skip the most on the topic of financial literacy is the amount of problems that come with money, right?
Yeah,
I'll use myself as an example. When I first started the leather garments business that I was doing in Paris, right? I did that for 4 years. Year one was just more a case of trying to break even and minimize losses, right? It was damage limitation. Year two, I was not expecting the type of income as a sole trader that I made, right? At the time, it was great. I was fucking living a great life. I upgraded the Beamer.
I get weak. I get
You
weak.
know what
You're
I'm saying?
taking
Like,
it
I
to, yeah.
upgraded the Beamer. Everything was like luxury. I moved from one apartment on the outskirts of Paris, like from Cergy-Pontoise, into like the 16e arrondissement. Fucking beautiful flat, Olympic size swimming pool in the basement of these block of apartments. And I'm like, oh, life is good. And then all of a sudden, a tax bill came, right? And my financial literacy on self-employed taxes
Yeah.
was like minimal. This tax bill comes through, and I was just like,
But the tax bill looked like a wage.
dude. When I was looking at that tax bill, I was like, fuck, man.
But then that goes back to what I
Yeah,
was
no,
saying
the
before about
financial literacy aspect,
yeah.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're not rich.
But this is what I'm saying, right? So then when that happened, that's what caused me to start educating myself on how to manage my finances a lot better, right? And year three of business was probably one of my most prosperous. Year four is when I started to sell up and move back to London. Year three of business was probably one of my best because the financial literacy was there. I knew exactly how to make more income because I was now experienced 3 years in. And I also knew how to stabilize my outgoings to an extent where I wouldn't compromise the quality of the lifestyle I'd built whilst compromising obviously my finances, or without compromising my finances, if that makes sense. Sorry. Do you know what I'm saying? So the trade-off, I think, is you having enough literacy to understand the money you make isn't permanent, right? But at the same time, I'm going to take it back to what do you consider to be your premise of happiness? What is it? What are the key fundamental aspects? If I said, right?
Again, we
Amar.
covered this.
Huh?
We covered this.
But no, we said that was more to do with necessities, survival, luxury, whatever, right? I'm saying happiness.
Fine.
What is your top 3 things which contribute to an overall state of happiness for you?